Good evening. Welcome to Thursday, January 6th, 2022, Whitman Middle School Feasibility Project Study Committee. We could all rise. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just need to announce this meeting is being televised by local cable, and we have one participant by phone participation. I think to speed things up, I'm going to just go slightly out of order here. The OPM narrative.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I think we also have to state that all calls need to be roll call votes.
Yes. Correct. Any vote, if we were to take one, needs to be by roll call. Ernie, I know you did the narrative. If you want to give us a brief synopsis.
Yeah, we could talk, Ernie, John, myself, put it together. Basically, we submitted a draft, and we had to make a couple of modifications, very minor modifications. Basically, it was around the procurement piece of the process, and MSBA accepted it with not much to do. So I just wanted you, I sent you the draft, I sent you the updates, and this is the finalized copy. That is going to be presented on Monday to the board of directors, whoever the board is at MSBA on Monday. We're going to meet with them 2:50 on Monday.
Okay. We'll take next item on the agenda will be the OPM contract. It finally has been approved. What I will say is after the negotiation team went through it, some issues did arise as far as amendments. We basically were told we had no amendments due to MSBA was not allowing them. A lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of the things you guys wanted to put in. But MSBA came to the conclusion that by their standard document, a lot of those concerns are already addressed and really were unwilling to waiver from their standard procurement contract. As you all know, there was a tremendous amount of back and forth with that, and they affirm that they will not allow any amendments in that that would be among those changing certain things. They're not going to do it. And I know you had some concerns.
Right.
And there was a significant amount of back and forth, and obviously that's why we haven't met since, I believe, November 18th. The one amendment, and the town's attorney, Nancy Campany, was handling that back and forth, I believe on behalf of this committee, not the school district per se, was some ownership language, and that also dove into a little bit of a liability piece that they feel they covered, and they did allow this change on the cover sheet of the OPM contract. So, by the town standpoint, legalese, we are good to go. By the various things that were brought up, and I don't know if anybody on that committee wants to speak on it, what exactly they were, but they feel their standard contract, the door is open for those things to be covered, and would not allow any substantive changes to it. So
do we need a motion to accept the contract? Or?
yes, I don't know if everyone has had the chance to see it. The only change from the sample contract is some language on the cover sheet. And if we were ready to vote it, I would entertain a motion.
Okay, so moved. We accept the contract.
All discussion?
Well, just waiting. John's just coming from his last meeting. He's walking in now. So, Mr. Chair, if I could, so just briefly, I mean, you know, we don't need to get into all the details, but as you said, it was a lot of back and forth, and you know, I know myself, John was involved with it, Jeff, obviously, Bob was on the subcommittee. We can kind of answer any questions that people have, but as you said, you know, I think at the end of the day, as far as the things that we could change to a positive way that we wanted them to, we were able to get there after a lot of back and forth. I think that's the long and short of it, so. But
Yes.
obviously, it got more detailed than that, and I think we're obviously happy to answer questions if they exist, so.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead, Fred.
And one thing I'd like to add, I believe, Jeff, you have spoken to Colliers. They've had a chance to review the revisions on page 1, and they are fine with those as well and willing to sign the contract as soon as we voted it.
That's correct. He's ready and waiting as soon as this is completed tonight.
All right, all in favor?
Roll call.
Oh, roll call vote. Mr. Simonak?
Yes.
Ernie? Mr. Sandlin?
Mr. Essen?
Bob?
Yes.
Yes.
The chair votes yes, the vice chair votes yes.
Rich Falconen, yes. John Stambrook, yes.
Lincoln Heineman, yes. George Farrow, yes. Fred Small?
Fred?
Fred Small, yes.
Okay, it is unanimous. And I think we have reached a great point in this project that has definitely caused some people some headaches, but I think we got to a very good spot and are ready to move forward. Next item on the agenda, Mr. Stambrook, would be Whitman Middle School feasibility study account invoices for approval.
Did everyone get a chance to look at there's three of them, thank you, Mr. Chairman. There were 3 invoices. One was for $147.56 for Express newspapers. One was for, get my paper clip off here. Murphy, Hesse, Toomey, and Lahane LLP for middle school project review of the RFS rejection letter. And I believe, I think you were asking me before, you wanted to see some more detail related to that. Mr. Cordero wanted to see more detail of what he could get, if we could get more detail. I did contact them, and they said that this is what comes out of their system, and the page 2 of the invoice is the best they can do for what they, for detail. Again, they pointed to CRR as the attorney's initials. I believe that's Mr. Attorney Rhodes, and that's kind of the only really breakdown that they could do on that. So I did ask them about your concerns, and that's what they came back with.
Yeah, no, page 2 would absolutely alleviate my concerns.
Okay. And then the third invoice was for $463.11, and that was for Gatehouse Media, and that was putting the ad in the Patriot Ledger. Yes, Patriot Ledger. So the total of the 3 invoices are $751.67.
I would entertain a motion to pay the 3 invoices as described for a total of $751.67.
So moved.
So moved.
Beat you, Fred. I'll second then.
All right?
They entertained the motions, they all accepted. So,
I'm sorry, I missed who motioned and seconded.
Beth motioned and Fred Small seconded.
That's fine.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Just very quickly, John, these are the first and only invoices on the project, correct?
No, we had earlier ones. from
I'm sorry,
previous-
that's right, I remember, yep, that's right, I forgot we had earlier ones, yeah. Thank you.
But I would say we're on budget, so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, without any further discussion,
Just one question for the record. Did we take the roll call vote just now to make, we had a first and a second, but did we take the roll call vote?
we're
Just for the
about
record?
to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
Yes.
Bernie Sandlin, yes.
Bob Curran, yes.
Beth Stafford, yes.
John Galvin, yes.
Randy Lamontina, yes.
Rich Falconen, yes. John Stambrook, yes.
Lincoln Heineman, yes.
George Farrow, yes.
Fred.
Fred Small, yes.
All right, determine the next meeting date. Any ideas?
So Monday, excuse me, Fred, do you have something, or can I just jump in?
No, you go ahead and jump in. My thought was to try and put Colliers to work on the 13th perhaps, but go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to get them approved at DESI or with MSBA first, you know. So I think once we get the approval, I think we pick a date a week or 2 from now. I can give you a full lineup of how the meeting went on Monday, and that we can speak. But, you know, maybe not next week, the week after. So pushing that out, I don't know what an agenda will look like. I think just a debrief and then bringing Colliers on board to see where they're at.
So,
The 20th, I will be out of town. I don't know what others' schedule would be. 27th would work, if that would give plenty of time for them to be able to prepare.
I just have a question. Jeff, the question is, when you meet with the SBA, do they give you an answer right away?
They
or-
should, yes.
They do?
They do.
Oh.
They're meeting with 2 schools. They're meeting with Whittier and Whitman-Hanson on Monday.
So they,
We have a
because they
2:50
have
time.
this, all the
Yes.
information already, so they should.
Colliers, the way it was presented to me is Colliers is presenting a PowerPoint presentation, and most of the comments by MSBA are directed to Colliers. They might ask me or us, John and I, a question on procurement, but there's no more detail than that. It's a real direct question and answer with the vendor, with the OPM, to make sure that they can handle the project.
all right, so we definitely don't want to, we'll give them a week to get on board, get approved, get in order. Dave, I know you had your hand up.
Is it the intent of this board to now, this committee to now have meetings on Thursdays? The only reason I ask that is it conflicts with another committee that I'm on.
Well, I was actually going to say that. I know we had some previous discussion early on, and we had definitely agreed Tuesday was
Tuesday,
probably
right.
Yeah,
a
Tuesday's
good
better.
day. I would like to go back to Tuesdays. Fred, did you say the week of the 20th you're good, so we could go on the 18th, if that worked for everyone?
That would not work for me.
The 25th, Fred?
The 25th would work.
Okay?
And we had agreed on Tuesdays. The reason for this Thursday was because we didn't get the contract back till Tuesday. So I just wanted to make sure we got it.
All right. Without any major, we'll set the 25th as our next meeting. We're going to go to 4:30. Don, 4:30 work?
That should work for me.
I know you and Mr. Essen are the time guys, okay. All right. All right, so we will set the meeting date, the 25th at 4:30.
Tuesday.
Seeing nothing else on the agenda,
Just one other thing, just wondering when this committee's going to begin voting on attachment.
all right?
Set it on that next agenda.
I'll send the chair an email to possibly ask for meeting minutes on the next agenda.
Sure.
Michelle? Is she there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can she get us all the past meeting minutes by the 25th? Is that possible?
Yeah, unless the other person that was doing them, and then I'll provide what I have.
All right. If not, a portion, whatever we can get, we'll start that. All right, seeing nothing else on the agenda, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Mr. Simonak, yes?
Ernie Sandlin, yes.
Mr. Essen?
John Essen, yes.
Bob Curran, yes?
Beth Stafford, yes?
John Galvin, yes.
Randy Lamartine, yes.
Rich Falcon, yes.
John Stambrook, yes?
Lincoln Heineman, yes. George Farrell, yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Fred Small, yes. Oh.